right, we're ready to start. Hey, Lucas, do you mind muting? Lucas, I'll mute you. Okay. All right, so let's get started. All right, so today's going to be similar to what we did yesterday. I talked about this yesterday. We're going to, we looked at Hobbes yesterday, and now today we're going to look at Locke. So there's a reading assignment in there. But you also have No Red Ink. And No Red Ink, if we look at the timing here, so the John Locke reading should take about 45 minutes, so half the class. And then the No Red Ink quiz has 20 questions. So even if you take a minute on each question, that's about puts us at 20 minutes on that, so about an hour of the class. So that gives you about 20 minutes or so, give or take, after the instructions and everything, extra for you to be able to work on No Red Ink if you need to work on No Red Ink, the practice before you get in. I know that I cut you short a little bit on Tuesday, and I gave you a little bit of extra time yesterday, but not as much as I wanted to, because the reading was a little long. Not a little long, but took more time than we thought it would. Long story short, make sure you have the No Red Ink practices done for contractions and possessives, but you need to leave time for you to do the quiz and the reading. So if you need to set a little timer, 20 minutes to finish your No Red Ink practice, and then 20 minutes to take the quiz, and then 40 minutes to do the John Locke reading assignment, okay? So you know where the quizzes are, you know where the links are for that. Just go to No Red Ink, find the one that's titled quiz. Make sure you take that, because this is a knowledge and thinking grade, okay? And if I'm just being honest, any grade in a knowledge and thinking grade is better than a 0. So even if you're not 100% ready and you didn't finish practice or something like that, you should still take the quiz to get some credit. Now, if you go back and finish those practices later, I'll give you a redo on the quiz. But long story short, make sure you're doing it. Don't ignore it. Don't leave it blank, because it will really help if you're not getting it done. It will really hurt your grade. Really help if you do it. Okay. So any questions on No Red Ink or how to handle that? All right. So let's talk about the John Locke reading. So it's similar to yesterday's. You're going to go in. It says use the template provided to complete the assignment. Read and answer questions provided. We'll view the template here. I think people liked using the video yesterday, so I did another video. It's about the same length as yesterday, about 20 minutes. So watch, pause as you go, and hit this and get rid of that. But pause as you go and answer the questions. And I go pretty slow explaining the answers to the questions, and basically you writing down the answers is showing that you did it, you read it, you listened, you worked together. So make sure you're doing that, and I explain kind of what's going on in there. Just to kind of introduce this a little bit to the class live here. Yesterday we talked about Hobbes, and I want to hear from y'all. How does Hobbes feel about humans? Yeah, thinks that they're evil deep down. What else? They're crude, violent, and how, if we were to live, let's take a step back. What is the state of nature? You can tell me what the state of nature is. Okay, no government. Kirby, what were you going to say? No government. So it would be a time as if there were no government, okay? Which isn't a real thing, really, okay? Because anytime you get a group of people together, someone starts taking power and a kind of a government forms, okay? So this is a theoretical thing. They're philosophers, so they're kind of thinking theoretically if there was no government. And Hobbes says in this state of nature where there would be no government, there would be chaos, okay? So what type of government does Hobbes think that we should have? What type? Thank you, Kirby. I need to hear from other people, but an absolute monarchy, okay? A government that has all of the power. Now, hint, hint, you might have a quiz over this. All these things that I've mentioned over the last, we took notes on it, we've read about it, I've talked about it every day. I've said those three things, what the state of nature is, what Hobbes believes, what kind of government he wants. If you're not tuning into that, then you're missing the knowledge you're supposed to be taking away from this project, okay? So we are going to have a quiz on that at some point next week. So make sure you're paying attention to this. I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my screen on this. Now, Locke is going to be the other side of the spectrum, okay? So if Hobbes thought that humans were just nasty, brutish, want to hurt each other, take whatever we want, Locke is on the other side, okay? He is going to want to prop people up. He's going to say that people deep down have this, and what he says in here is this moral, noble purpose that we want to help each other and we want to reach out and care for one another. And he is going to be the opposite of one supreme ruler. So what's the opposite of one supreme ruler? Everyone helps. Everyone is supporting everyone. And what do we call it to where everyone has a voice in government? What do we call it? What kind of democracy? Good. So Locke is going to be very pro-democracy as you read this. So we're kind of looking at the two edges. And on Monday, we're going to do a short kind of writing T-chart comparing Hobbes and Locke, okay? So make sure you get this done so you can do that well, okay? And there's a video in there that goes into this deeper and looks at that reading with you. All right, so for those at home, that is what I have for you. So no red ink practice, make sure you have you done, no red ink quiz, and then watch that video that goes through the John Locke reading. If you have questions, I'll be available in the Google Meet as usual. Any questions before you go? Go to work at least. All right, if you have questions, please let me know.